In 6:18, the time today marks the start of a special legislative session at the state capitol, where lawmakers are expected to take on a number of topics. The pressing issue, however, is the state's congressional maps. That's got a lot of controversy as a federal judge ordered the map to be redrawn to reflect the state's minority population. Joining us now to talk more on that is State Senator Royce Duplessis of New Orleans. Sir, good morning to you.
Good morning, Brandon.
So not just that issue, but 14 points on this call altogether. That's pretty long.
It's a very ambitious call. I've been in the legislature over 5 years now, and we have 8 days in this special session, and there are 14 items in this call, so it'll be a very ambitious call. But the big priority, as you pointed out, will be the congressional maps.
And how do you feel about the legislature coming together to do what needs to be done there?
Well, the priority for myself and many of my colleagues is to get these congressional maps drawn. But this is all being ordered by the judge. So we really don't have much of a choice at this point, and we're pretty much at the end of the road. So I'm confident that we're going to be able to get it done.
Governor also calling on you guys to redraw the maps for the state Supreme Court too, and those districts. Your thoughts on that?
So unlike legislative maps, we're not legally required under the Constitution to redraw the state Supreme Court maps because it's not one person, one vote. That will also be a challenge. I don't disagree that we probably should redraw the state Supreme Court maps. I'm not certain we're going to get those done, but we're going to give it our best effort.
What happens if you don't?
Well, what happens if we don't is that we just continue with the maps that we have. Yeah, so we're not under any legal requirement to redistrict those maps every 10 years like we are with the congressional maps.
Governor also wants you guys to change how we vote in primary elections to go from that open system to a closed system. You don't agree with that?
Well, I don't understand why it's being put in this call. It's not something that the governor campaigned on. It's not something that constituents are asking for. The people of Louisiana overwhelmingly support the system that we have right now. I don't know why an item like that would be added to an agenda where we only have 8 days to try to debate many issues. It just seems like a very a rushed thing, and I think it's something that requires a lot more debate. And at this point, I'm not in support of it. It would be a lot of cost involved. People of Louisiana already have enough elections. I don't see why we would try to put something like that through in just a span of 8 days when no one's been asking for it.
Well, what is the conversation among some of your constituency about that?
Well, what I'm getting is that folks really don't want to see it. People want to see these congressional maps redrawn, and they want to see us prioritizing fair maps.
And so that's the thing, though, right? When we look at this call with those 14 points again, I mean, that's a lot to accomplish. Yeah. It's already a lot to redraw a congressional district. Usually when special sessions on that matter are held, you handle that one topic because it does take so time. So how confident do you feel that despite the fact that a judge says the state has to do this, you actually will? Yeah,
well, again, we've been at this for over 2 years now.
Right.
And I've been at the forefront introducing maps. So many of my colleagues are already familiar with the process, Brandon, and I'm confident that every one of my colleagues understands that we're under a federal mandate. We're under a court order to submit maps by January 30th. We have until January 23rd in this session that starts today to get these maps drawn. So everything else, in my opinion, is secondary, and I do believe we'll be able to get fair maps adopted. Now, everything else, I can't speak to that. We'll have to see how that goes, but the congressional maps, I am confident we'll be able to get that accomplished.
A lot of eyes and ears on the Landry administration in particular coming in. You were on one of the governor's advisory committees, the one specifically focusing on New Orleans. How do you feel going forward about the Landry administration, and how much of a voice do you have in influence?
Well, we have to wait and see. We have to wait and see how this governor is going to govern. But I'm cautiously optimistic that we're going to be able to find opportunities to focus on improving the city of New Orleans. That's what I've always done. So whether we were the Edwards administration, whether we were the Landry administration, this legislature has always been predominantly conservative. So as a senator from New Orleans, as a Democrat, my job is to go to Baton Rouge, work across the aisle to serve the people of New Orleans. It doesn't matter who's in the governor's office. So I'm going to find those opportunities regardless of who the governor is. That's why when given the opportunity to be at the table for the people of New Orleans, I said yes. So we'll see what this governor chooses to prioritize. But if it's something that's in support and benefits New Orleans, we're going to make sure it happens. If it's something that's hostile or doesn't benefit the people of New Orleans, then we're going to oppose it, and that's what we've always done.
All right, sir, long day for you. Thank you for starting it with us here very early. That special session starting this afternoon. Thank you for being here. And of course, if you're just tuning in and you missed the conversation with Senator Duplessis, we're going to have the full interview posted a little later this morning on our website, WWL-TV.